to the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League, live from the O'Brien Icehouse, where Melbourne and Sydney meet once again, a rivalry that stretches far beyond the rink. These two cities compare absolutely everything. Melbourne, no doubt, has the better coffee. Sydney fires back. They've got the better beaches, of course, but everything else is up for debate. However, this weekend, we're about to find out who has the better hockey team. There is always a little extra edge when these two teams face each other, especially in this building. We can feel the atmosphere already starting to build. My name is Todd Morris, your host this evening, and it's a genuine privilege to be calling this one. But today, I am joined by none other than someone who has lived this rivalry firsthand, former Melbourne Ice captain and absolute superstar of the competition, Sarah Nash. Welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Pretty great to have you here on board with us today. Now, unfortunately, you're not out there on the ice. You've sustained a bit of an injury in the off-season.
Yes, I was pretending to be a 20-year-old multi-sport athlete. I broke my leg playing soccer back in May, so I'm still in rehab, unfortunately, and not yet back on the ice, but getting there.
Well, we can't wait to see you back out there when that rehab is all done. And you've been on colour commentary before and did an absolutely great job. So the listeners out there and the viewers out there are in for a fantastic treat. But today we've got some superstars on all lines of the ice today. We'll start with the away team. None other than number 3, Sarah Nash, who's absolutely a superstar. It's not Sarah Nash, what am I saying?
I mean,
Sarah
thank you for the high praise.
Too many Sarahs. How's my form? Absolutely started horrible there. But Sarah Edney, who's an absolute superstar, hard one to stop. You've played against her. What's she like?
Oh, she is one of the best players I've ever played against. She's one of those players, I mean, every team would be prepped for number 3. Everyone would be, marked number 3, and she's just got such good hockey IQ that even though you're tracking her, she finds a way, and we see that with the number of goals she scored this season and in previous seasons.
We're just starting to see some of those statistics on the screen. 69 goals, 31 assists in her last outing against Perth. Scored her 100th AWIHL point. And averaging 2.08 points per game. That's an unbelievable record. However, she tends to step it up a notch when she plays Melbourne.
Yeah, I think any hockey player that's got her level of experience probably loves a rivalry, probably loves playing this level of hockey on this type of ice. So it's not surprising to me that she steps up. And like I said, there's an existing rivalry sort of between these teams, between these cities. And so your all-star players would be ready to roll for that type of game.
And no shortage of talent as we head to the other side, the home team. Number 91, Christina Julianne, who's been absolutely fantastic this season, is in the early stages, leading the league for points already. What's it like playing with Christina?
She is an amazing human and amazing player. I think I was saying to you off air, I think the thing that people forget is that Christina has 2 kids under 3. Every athlete here is doing the work. But that's just such an added layer, and for her to turn up and perform the way she does every day is absolutely remarkable. She's just a great leader, hard worker, and amazing performer.
Real quick finisher as well. Picks up the rebounds, the rubbish around the net, and can really put it away. There's absolute speedster as well. A real fantastic one to watch. But of course, another fellow Canadian on board today, having a milestone game today, none other than Danielle Butler. 50 games today, 47 goals, 32 assists, and 79 points. What's it like playing with Danielle Butler?
Well, she'll love that we're talking about her, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She's hilarious, and what I really respect about her is she's one of the hardest workers on the team. She's the first person to get her own rebounds, but she's also the first back checker. So she really deserves those types of statistics, and she's just a super funny, great asset to our team. We're really lucky to have her, and great to see her with this many games already.
I don't know if she'll like me saying this, but the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Her parents are absolutely fantastic. They have got around me a few times, and absolutely big shout out to the Butlers if you are tuning in. Hopefully they're here in the arena. Sometimes they pop up out of nowhere.
I was just wondering where they are. If they're not here, you should get them on the commentary next time they're in town.
I think we should. Danielle Butler's mum is due to be on special comments. I reckon she'd do a great job if we can sit her still though in the scene at the same time.
Right.
But they're always travelling the world. They're somewhere all over the globe, and as this stream goes everywhere. But a big shout out to the Butlers, and congratulations to Danielle Butler playing 50 games today. Both teams will line up with the blue line as we get our anthems about underway. So we're going to be quiet for a moment. There'll be potentially a ceremonial puck drop, always on that first game on the Saturday, but we'll see how that goes. And we'll take a momentary pause as we get through the national anthems.
Any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here today, and we pay our respects to anyone that Wurundjeri people from the past for the ceremonial puck drop, and it is our absolute delight to welcome Sarah Meldrum, a long-term Melbourne Ice women's supporter, to do today's puck drop, because Monday this week, it was Sarah's birthday, and you might have seen some of Sarah's pucks. So Sarah, happy birthday, Sarah. And now the captains to come forward, please, and participate in the ceremonial puck drop, and maybe sneakily wish her a very special happy birthday.
Sarah Meldrum, super fan of the Melbourne Ice, is her birthday during the week. Actually saw that on socials. Money Pullen dropping off the puck to, and Money Pullen taking the ceremonial puck drop, not captain. Of course, Steph Cochran giving the duties, but I feel that Sarah is a big Money Pullen fan.
Why wouldn't you be?
Would you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of today's national anthem, which today will be sung by Victoria. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil, wealth and toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every state advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Fantastic rendition of the national anthem there. Now, there's a couple of key themes to this game, and when I was doing all my research on this game, and Sydney have been a bit of a kryptonite team for the Melbourne Ice in recent seasons. Last year they played each other 4 times. Sydney won 3 of those, twice in regulation and 1 in overtime. It was that late winner by Sarah Edney on the draw in overtime, and you're just shaking your head there. You go, I remember that one well.
You've triggered a memory, that's for sure.
And they were fantastic in that game. They were absolutely brilliant. And Sydney are a tough team. They've got a great mix of young players and experienced players alike. Plenty of under-18 representatives for Australia as well. But I'll tell you what, for Melbourne, it gets tough for them today. This is their 4th consecutive weekend in a row. Sarah, what's it like playing out on the road and continuing to back it up weekend after weekend?
We don't typically have a schedule like this, and this is something that we've been preparing for since we named the team. We've been naming the team earlier and earlier so we can get those legs behind us, and I think we've been seeing that pay off.
Having said that, though, this Melbourne Ice team, they've got a huge amount of scoring power. They've scored 30 goals across their opening round games. They're averaging 5 goals a game. But something that's been a big theme for this team this year is they've got 10 different individual goal scorers already.
We got so much depth. It's hard to manage for other teams. I don't envy playing against us. Like I said, we've got a really good split of just natural talent and absolute workhorses.
Certainly do. It'd be great to see who will get the better of each other today. But for Melbourne, starting in goal will be Michaela Pearce, who has a 4-0 record already to start the season. 92% save percentage, is absolutely on fire at the moment. The 21-year-old, she is in career best form. Her career save percentage is 87%, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes. Sydney, they win the draw, and they get things going straight away. They'll look to get into that attacking zone, but Melbourne will mop up quickly. Still a puck battle against the wall here. That one sent in deep. Pearce having to save that one early as St. Amar picks it up. Look to move this one out of the defensive zone. Picked off nicely. McConey now looking to press. Now behind the net. Patient start. It feels a little slower than normal as McConey looks to get across there. Did well, Jacques, to stop that in the tracks. Puck battle against the board in shoes, and Jacques clears it away. Great pass. Here comes Danielle Butler on her 50th appearance on the left-hand side. Great stick movement there just to get it. Negate Danielle Butler on that occasion. Here come the Sirens, moving with a little bit of freedom. The outer side, happy to dump that puck low. Pullen will pick it up from Pearce. Again, Sydney looking to press really high here, Sarah.
Yeah, I think they've probably got the brief to get pucks in deep. It's extremely hard to play and be threatening if you're below your goal line. So they've been just getting it in deep and going to work.
Shana Godfrey stolen that one away and a shot on net saved. Great work already. Bruce Wellard in goal today. Naoka Wellard has got a 1-1 record this season, a 91.5 save percentage with the one shutout against the Ducks earlier in the year. It's her 4th season with the Sirens, 22 years of age. Great job between the pipes. Into the corner. Pullen has to try and get there quickly. Was pushed straight into the boards and he's down as Gutterson. Had no remorse there. Puck came all the way back. Just can't quite see Marnie. I hope she's okay and heading to the bench. Put forward, here's Lang. Moving on the right-hand side. Just source that one out there. Looking to get it to Gutterson. Here comes Julian. The dangle around Lang, who just got a stick on that. Now Julian behind the net. Great pass in to Davis Tope, who tried to get that one on the one-timer. Couldn't. Anderson had it stolen away from Etney. Here comes Etney, what she's known for, just being able to drive that puck out of defence. Tough on there for Raimundo, who went without it. Raimundo tried to clear it. Shot from the blue line. Now behind the net, Davis Tope. Raimundo looking to get it out of here. Anderson in the defensive zone. Caught again, Brunt doing really well. Here's Schmitz. Brunt picking that one up. Brunt tried to send that forward down to the middle. Cochran came straight from the bench and got it to Butler, who's now in a 2-man rush. Put it on net, couldn't quite wrap around an opportunity almost there. Wellard managed to save that and keep it out.
It's a great example of Butler getting her own rebound, like I was talking about that workhorse.
He's so dangerous in those situations. Brunt send that forward. Dutton to pick it up here in the neutral zone. Looking for Nusemovic, couldn't quite. Arps did well. Right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Grigaliunas to get across. Gutterson picked it up well, using pace. Gutterson threaded that one through. An unbelievable start. What a great goal with a blink of an eye. And that's the quality you get. A player, Gutterson, has played NCAA hockey for the Minnesota State University Mavericks. And North American talent, we can just see here, pick that up on the left-hand side, and easy as you like, just shelling peas, Sarah.
Really got us on our heels, I think. Like I said, playing those pucks in deep, and we're a little flat-footed to start. Paid the price.
I normally get up and about for early goals, but that one caught me off guard. All of a sudden, it was there and in. So for those tuning in at home, we go, hey, you can get up excited about that one. Well, it caught me by surprise. It was, with a blink of an eye, it was in the back of the net. Here's Godfrey. Good pass to find Julian. They try and get one back, Melbourne here. Gutterson again looking brilliant early. Julian forward. Baker tried, and the puck will come straight back. Sarah, what's it like for some of the players that come from North America and they make the trip down to the O'Brien Icehouse? The ice here and the size of the arena is a little different, but more like back at home, right?
Yeah, it is. I can't even imagine what it would be like coming fresh off of like NCAA and coming here, but I think they've mostly settled in well, and there's just nothing you can do to compete against the level of hockey IQ that you get with so much exposure in North America, so I think it translates pretty well. They
fight for it on the crease here. Lang was doing great. Edney had that entry pass into the low slot, and Lang tried everything. It was a good save in the end. We'll get a restart in play.
coaches would definitely be having a word to Melbourne to wake up a little bit. Definitely a slow start for us.
Yeah, they're looking a little off. Is that potential fatigue we talked about? It's the fourth weekend of games in a row. Here's Anderson. Anderson looking to thread the pass, but it was stopped. Not doing really well here. Another one back to Rowe. Dangle around one there, Brunt. Anderson on the left-hand side. Put it on early onto the net. It was a great save in the end. Wellard. Puck's still alive here for Melbourne. Can they capitalise? Out to the blue line now. At the half wall. Anderson still in control. Great edges there to turn. Good pass into the slot, but just not quite there. It was a tough one for Gemesis. Rowe having to get it out here. Finds York. A great tape-to-tape pass. York through the middle. Found some space. Cochrane got a stick in there to made that difficult. Good pass to find Cochrane. St. Amar just tracking Cochrane now. One thing Melbourne did really well against Brisbane was stop the attack in the neutral zone and create their attack. That's one thing that they've probably lacked a little bit here today, as McConey dumped that one deep. St. Amar with it. Another shot on net. Pearce has to deal with that one. They fight for it on the crease. Melbourne just lucky to clear the house there. Capitalising this opportunity. He got it out well. Was looking for Newmark. Danielle Butler had other ideas and won the puck back for her team. Butler will try and track this one behind the net, but here's Marr. Got it to Newmark. McConey now. Great passing here from the Sirens. Caruso. Jacquet stole it away. And put in. Melbourne keeping that alive. Icing will be the call, and it's going to come all the way back. Let's have a look at this one on the replay here. That pass into the slot, and then Melbourne. What do you see there, Sarah?
Just a little bit of panic. Like, I think they might be getting in their heads a little bit. They don't like to start the game this way. A little bit of panic, but you'd rather get it out. It's a better choice than going in the other direction.
Let's win the draw on that opportunity. Battle against the board is comes out. Found a tough time to clear their defensive zone. Full credit to Sydney here. They've kept it in their attacking zone really well. Lang at the point. Fires that one in. Pearce had to save. Full butterfly was Pearce there to get rid of that one. They're looking to get that one out. Godfrey and Lang will battle here. Godfrey just tracking Lang, waiting for the forecheck. Sydney looking damaging early. Julian picked that one off. They've got numbers here, Melbourne. Julian fired the shot early. Wellard saved it. And a collision behind the net. Get a restart in play. Let's take a look at this on the replay. Great work by Julian here, Sarah.
Nice little Julian Edney one-on-one, and good on CJ. She, like we were talking about that quick release, she could just always get the shot off.
Such a dangerous shape because she was shaping to pass it, but then the shot came out of nowhere.
You never know what she's going to do, even as her line mate.
Just be ready at all times.
Pretty much.
Great insights. Former captain Sarah Dash and current Melbourne Ice player, just on the injury list at the moment. On colour commentary. What a pleasure it is for us and for those listening in. Here's Gutterson, the early goal scorer, put that one on net again. Melbourne looking to repel, finding Godfrey. Arps did well just to get a stick on that. Godfrey will clean it up here. Godfrey dumps it low for Julian. Collision between Godfrey and Arps. The one cleared away. It evaded St. Amar. Raimundo will have to work hard to get it. Sydney changed their line. Some fresh legs out there on the ice. Wild pass gives Sydney the opportunity to clean up here, and it's Brunt. Good pass from Brunt. Anderson picking that one up here for the Ice. Great pass to Davis Tope, who's been in some red-hot form this season. Davis Tope picking that one up again now behind the net. Looking for something here in the O-zone. Out to the blue line. Flick that one down low. Great cycling of the puck here from Melbourne. Anderson. Pullen just lifted that one over the top. Eric will look to clean up here for the Sirens. Pullen gets across, tries to stop York, and was successful in that. Here's Anderson. Enters the attacking zone well. Jusemovic back to Anderson. Mayer looking to clear that for Sydney. Newmark got involved. Put that one forward here. Melbourne might be caught out here on the back foot. An early shot and save. A bit of stoppage in play. First 10 minutes, Sarah, halfway through the first period. It's been a very interesting game.
I think Sydney has prepped perfectly for this game. You can see from their defensive structure, they're probably going through that in training this week. They're quick to get back, and their defensive zone structure is rock solid. We can't really penetrate. They've had a conversation that obviously shows them there's a lot of goal scorers. Always be ready, doesn't matter what line's on.
Certainly right, and you feel they're ahead in their shot count at the moment as well. The official numbers, we'll get those for you in a moment. One behind the net, and again, another opportunity in Sydney, keeping that ahead in their attacking zone. A battle against the board here. Eventually comes out. Melbourne left reeling. Sirens will have possession here. They get back onside. McConey slides that one across the face of goal. Lang, they pass to Arps, and then Arps using the board to find Newmark. St. Omar picks it up here in the defensive zone. Great turn there by St. Omar, now looking for the pass. Stretch pass. But it just had a little bit too much on it, and it'll come back for icing. It was a good attempt. The idea was there.
Love that tight turn, and we've been, that's something that Melbourne tries to do. We have so much speed. If we can turn around and go from defense to offense super quickly, we've been able to capitalize on that a lot.
Right-hand circle. Sarah Edney in the draw this time. The position you normally see her.
She can play anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think originally they were trying to match Edney's line with Christina's line, but they're a little mixed up. But frankly, it doesn't matter. Either, everyone's pretty well matched so far. In fact, we should be perhaps line matching them.
Great insights. And another draw in the attacking zone here for the Sirens. This time Butler tries to get away with it. But again, another turnover in the neutral zone. Godfrey had other ideas though. Melbourne, you feel, just need to get some possession and time in that attacking zone, but here comes Sarah Edney. Edney fires early, it's deflected. Gutterson now behind the net. Oh, great pass into the slot. Edney cleaning up, and a good save. Great hockey all around. Here's Gutterson. Into the corner. Looked for ups there, but read really well by Julian. Julian pushing forward 2-on-2. That pass just didn't quite connect with Godfrey. Gutterson cleaning up in defence. Here's Payne. Was looking for a teammate there, but nobody home. Had Godfrey. Years ago, Godfrey was in the Sydney Sirens jersey, but now, of course, plays for Melbourne. Steph Cochran as well was a former Sydney Siren playing against her old team today. Ma. Picked up nicely here by Anderson. Down low in the corner. Pullen bursting through, but then just lost footing. A penalty is the call. So we'll see our first power play of the game. Didn't catch that on the replay.
I think it might be a body contact, even though looking.
Herink will head to the penalty box. Melbourne's power play been quite successful this season. They're 7 from 24, 29% conversion. See if they can convert here on the Ice Hockey Victoria power player. St. Omar fires that one in. It's a save. St. Omar. Went forward with that one on the right-hand side. Got us some in defence against Butler. Out to the top, Davis Tote. St. Omar. Now the half wall. Pass into the slot, the one-timer from Cochrane. Just didn't quite find its home in the back of the net. Back to the neutral zone. Melbourne will have to retreat. Butler picks it up cleanly. Edney tried to get a stick in there. Cochrane back to St. Omar. Edney playing nice and high. Now Butler has it. Down low here for Melbourne. Butler tried. Great shot on a good save. Tense moments here in the power play.
Cochrane will be thinking about that open net all week.
Gives into the mind of the current captain. Let's have a look at this on the replay here. There's that empty netter. Well, not an empty netter, but an opportunity at the empty net on the back wall. And there was the shot from Danielle Butler, a brilliant save from Wellard, who's kept her team into the game. But here comes Sarah Edney the other way. Can they score short-handed? A brilliant pass. And they didn't quite connect on the one-timer there. Brunt has scored twice this season and had a brilliant off-season playing for the ACT in Boxall. Scored 10 goals in that tournament. Not a known goal scorer, but finding form of recent. 10 goals in that tournament is a great effort, and there's 2 already this season. So a bit of a different role for Brunt, who's only 21 years of age. Played plenty of rep hockey for Australia at the under-18 level, of course. Fired that one in.
Brunt actually joined us on the national team in April. She's a really good asset. I played on her line a couple of times, and yeah, she's just going from strength to strength.
It was your first national campaign as well. What was that like, putting on the Aussie jersey?
It was amazing. I mean, it's a little bit funny when you have a strong Canadian accent, but such an honor, and I've been here a really long time, but just got my citizenship in October, so I was very, very lucky, and it was the best experience of my life.
Back to even numbers out there. Sevovic out to the blue line. Couldn't quite trap that one ahead of the blue. St. Omar will get back. Anderson. Lang did well, sent that one forward. Goods on it now. Looking for the right pass. Melbourne tend to be caught on their heels here, and it's been a real signature of their game so far. Lang. Happy to send that one deep. Final 4 minutes of the first period. Outside of that power play, it's almost safe to say it's been all Sydney, Sarah.
Yeah, Melbourne just has not been first to the puck. Things fall apart really quickly if you're not first to the puck. There's nothing you can build. And even if it's not, I guess, that physical fatigue, they might have a little bit of psychological fatigue. It's been a lot of travel, a lot of hockey, and it's taken them a little while to switch on.
Of course, it's the 3rd road trip for Sydney, but they did have a break in week 2 of the season. That one fired on net, a save. Their opening games are against the Melbourne Ducks, and then they're off to Perth. trip across the Nullarbor. And back to Melbourne this week. Their home games coming up soon. Not at the venue they hoped for at the start of the season. Here in the attacking zone on the left-hand side. Here's Arps at the top. Slide that one through. Julian was there. Another shot on net. This time was from Payne, and Sydney dominating possession. Here's Gutterson in the corner. Beautiful pass to Etney, who just fires, but it goes wide of the target. That was great play.
You don't need Sarah Etney wide open in the slot, that's for sure. You're lucky to get away with that one.
Rowe, back to Arps. See Gutterson just head to the bench right in front of us here. And fierce this game. Arps, good height on Gutterson as well. Quite tall. Behind the net, he's pulling. Again, Melbourne just caught on the back foot. They've been forced to clear it, and Sydney just eating it up in the neutral zone and now looking to get it back to the attack. Here's Herring. Played a lot of junior hockey in Chechia. Into the corner here. Battling shoes and come out to the blue line here. Sanamar, final 2 minutes of the period. Raimundo. Again, more Sydney pressure, resulting into a turnover in the neutral zone. Ma, happy to put that puck on net. Good numbers here. Butler picking it up. Need to move that one out and stolen away again. McConey did well, tried to get it to Newmark. Sanamar came in and lent a hand. Here's Butler. Herring. Gonna send it long. Raimundo getting across. Bullen will get there first though. Final minute of the period. Melbourne would love to finish strong here, and they can start the next period with the momentum. Here's Davis-Tope on the left-hand side. Now behind the net, just looking for something. Holding on to it. Sending it low again to Anderson. A good pass in. And a shot fired across the face from Davis-Tope. One cleared away. There'll be icing. It's going to come all the way back. The last 33.9 seconds could potentially be spent in the Melbourne attacking zone as they have a draw on the left-hand side. Davis-Tope, Julian, Pullen and Anderson. The personnel here for Melbourne as Julian turns and fires an early one. Picked up by Anderson here, tried to thread the pass to Julian, who looked to get across. Wang. Opportunity here. Lane picking it up in defence. Caruso. Final stages of this first period. And that'll be it. Successful one from Sydney as they go ahead 1-0 into the first break. That was fantastic, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Melbourne will be happy that it's just 1-0. I think they'll be heading back and regrouping. You can tell from that last line, coaches are aware they need to get some momentum going. But yeah, I hope they can catch their breath and hope we see them a different team in the second period.
Yeah, they've certainly got to get their defensive exits going the right way. Sydney were absolutely brilliant in that neutral zone, turning those possessions into attack and putting plenty of pucks on net. Well, we've certainly got a game on our hands. It's 1-0. Sydney are leading. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with all the action after this. Welcome back to the AWIHL, where we have a fantastic game here between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Sirens. It was all Sydney Sirens in that first period. They scored the go-ahead goal to bring us into 1-0. But the game would not be possible without our officials out there today. We've got a great officiating team. Casper Russell-Huber as our referee, and our lines people, Norman Yang and Louise Crinland, our team in the zebra colours. They do a fantastic job, and a big shout out to all officials across the country. Without officials, the game just does not happen. So if you are thinking about becoming an official, head to the AW website. I'm sure you can follow the details there and do your bit. But let's take a look at the standings this season, because it's getting really interesting, especially at that top end. As the Melbourne Ice, they're firmly on top at the moment with 15 points. The Perth Inferno trail them only by the 2 points. They're 13 points from the 6 games. The Sydney Sirens today, well, they're in front in this one, and they've got a couple of games in hand, so it'll be interesting to see where they sit at the end of the weekend. And of course, the Adelaide Rush, they're playing the Brisbane Lightning at the moment. I believe they're just ahead at the moment, 2-1. So you can tune over there on YouTube, but don't go far away, because this game's about to get underway. And of course, on the other side of the page, our Melbourne Ducks, who play today, they trail in last position. They managed to steal a point not too long ago in their overtime loss. But what a fantastic game we have on our hands. Let's take a look at the head-to-head statistics between these two teams. Of course, Sydney have the most important one, that go-ahead goal from the 9 shots. And they've had, of course, the penalty. They've been on the penalty kill. Melbourne didn't convert on their power play. But that shot count's quite surprising, Sarah. It feels that Sydney probably have a few more ahead of that ledger.
I feel like Melbourne maybe had a couple of rebounds, and so it didn't feel like a lot of opportunities, but they got away with a pretty similar shot count.
Yeah, certainly. Well, Sydney in a fantastic position here for this game. They lead this one 1-0. And I'll tell you what, from Melbourne to keep them to 10 shots in that period is quite an interesting one. They averaged 39.5 shots per game this season. Of course, the 30 goals and 19 against, and Sydney are red hot at the moment. So the players were just about to make their way back out onto the ice. If Sarah Dash, let's put your coaching hat on. If you had the girls in the change room to that period break, what would be your message?
Well, gratefully, I don't really have to imagine, because like I was saying, unfortunately, Melbourne starts this way semi-regularly. So I've got lots of experience of the coaches having a word with us, and I think it's coming back to some of our values and ethics as a team. Like, we're a hardworking, relentless team. I don't think that was showcased in the last period, so I think a lot of the focus would have been around that, making better decisions, like stopping if you lose possession of the puck, being first to the puck, those basic things that we build.
You're right. Over the journey, you guys do kind of start a little slow. Is it fair? Do you address that during the week? Like, obviously, it's something you talk about. Is it just switching on? Is there one thing there it is? I guess if you knew, you'd change it, right?
100%. Look, it's a mystery, but I think the stats show that we overcome it. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I think there's something to be said for being a leading team and having everyone hunting you. Maybe there's a little bit of intimidation, and it just takes us a moment to sort of find our confidence.
It certainly feels as though Sydney have come to play today. They're a fantastic young team, and they're on the up. Some of their players are young into their teenage years at 19, 17, and they've been at the Sydney Sirens program for 2 or 3 years now, so that experience is just starting to compound, I guess. And they're a tough team. You don't want to be napping on them at all. Anderson dumps that low, and again, Melbourne in their attacking zone. What can they manufacture here? Davis Tope in the corner. Now behind in the office, back to Davis Tope. Thought about the shot, but just some stick interference. Anderson tried to sneak that one past the post. There was a slither of daylight in that one, but a great save.
Not enough daylight.
So we'll get things restarted here. Let's take a look at this on the replay, Sarah. There's that shot. Just something there, and I love the save by Anderson. As soon as it was in the glove, just a little skate away. That's some good style. I like that. Restart play. Julian wins the draw out to the point. Melbourne look to keep this one in their attacking zone. They against the board there. In the battle, Gutterson just trying to burst through. Gutterson's physicality has been huge in this game in the early stages. Here's Etney and Gutterson. Can they combine? Gutterson tried to put that one through, but put it straight over the top. Geez, that's dangerous, those two on a rush. And here come Melbourne. They look to answer back. Julian using pace. Just passes that one off to Godfrey. Back to Julian, now in the corner. Not a lot of room to operate. And here come the Sirens. Gutterson trying to push forward. Will be picked up by Dutton. Just tries to clear that one out. Here's Lang. Will pick it up for the Sirens here. To Payne. Bullen picks it up in the defensive zone. Melbourne looking to get out of defence. Butler did well, using pace here. Butler alone at the moment. Newmark hot on her tail. Butler did well. Good eyes to drop that pass off. Into the slot now. Almost opportunity. And we'll try to clear for Sydney. St Omar in the neutral zone. Has Caruso to deal with. Caruso doing very well. Caruso still being a menace on that one. St Omar finally gets through. Now in the middle, looking for something. St Omar, good pass, but just not quite connecting. Laying at the back of the net. Cochran put that one across. It was a good pass in a dangerous zone. Melbourne looking a bit more comfortable now in their attacking zone compared to that first period. Stolen away. McConey couldn't quite capture that on the tape. And icing is the call. It's going to come back.
Credit to Danley Butler, who...
Let's take a look at that save from earlier. This was beautiful play. Etney on the left. Gutterson just waiting in tow. Just going over the top. Brilliant work there from Piers to stay big and not give up space in the goal. Opening minutes of the period here, Sarah. What are you seeing? More of the same, or seen any adjustments?
Well, I was just going to say, I think that last shift by Butler, since it's her 50th game, I'll say nice things about her. I think that was a real momentum shift of a momentum changing shift rather. That's the kind of player she is. I think she just puts her head down and goes to work and holds some possession low, and sometimes that's all it takes to build a little bit of energy.
Unfortunately, Marnie Pullen entered the attacking zone and then back again. The puck went to the neutral, so offside is the call. Sydney will change their personnel. So when you are down, you find yourselves a goal down, you've got to take it shift by shift, right? Get that momentum, as you talked about, Butler trying to get it driving.
100%. You can't get too in your head about it. It's just one goal, and you treat every shift the same, really.
Battle against the board here. Sydney win out, but Anderson did really well to get the puck back. Pullen, pass in, it was dangerous. Ends up being deflected. Anderson firing, it goes across the face. Kept ahead of the blue line. Melbourne on the short change here. They can get some numbers on the ice as Anderson looks to keep it in the attacking zone. York trying to get it out. Just evaded Brunt. Pullen happy to dump it now. Can almost say for the first time in the game, Melbourne have kept it in their attacking zone long enough as Julian puts the shot across. Great work to strip Julian of that puck. Harps tried to get it out, comes straight back. Rowe. Schmitz. Looking for Brunt on the pass. Sydney will change their personnel. St Omar, but watch Gutterson here on the forecheck. Pass was moved quickly. Sydney's number one line back on the ice. Been real damaging, this line for Sydney. Ma just trying to get through. Tough one there. Payne and St. Amar will battle here. St. Amar did well. Godfrey tried to stop that one. Butler trying to come through. Here's Herring. Fired the shot. Deflected off her teammate, I believe. Friendly fire there. Melbourne trying to win it back here. Sydney doing a great job to clear it away. Here's Mar again. Got it out, but only as far as the neutral zone. Lecren sends it straight back from once it came. Butler looking for forecheck here. Got it back, Butler. Butler's so dangerous in this situation. Now into the middle, fired the shot, but it's deflected. Lecren. Cross-eyes pass was picked off by Guttison. Now Etney. Etney in a one-on-one, trying to get through. Etney fired early. Save. With a blink of an eye, went from defence to attack, and Sydney looked good there. Check this out in the replay, Sarah. See that one there from Julian earlier. There's that turnover. Good defensive effort to force a tough shot. Well, here comes Anderson. Almost on that attempt. Wallard was caught off guard, was standing high up. Lecren fires that shot in.
There's a real balance between getting the puck deep and then making sort of a offhand shot that bounces off shin pads and then you're away in the other direction. So I can see what Melbourne's trying to build. They just need a little bit more execution.
Mayer. Oh, nice from Davis Toke to cut that off. Good pass. Anderson unable to quite control that. Raimundo picking that one up. Newmark. You feel the game is it's just on a nice edge at the moment. It can go either way. Both teams have their opportunity. Sydney were firmly in control, you felt, in that first period, but now there's that real balancing act, right?
Yeah, I think so. And just to, I guess, throw back to how Sydney's playing defense today, like they're almost playing full-strength defense, like a penalty kill, really structured, not letting us find any gaps, and that's keeping them in the game.
Full credit to Sydney defense. They've been intense today. Raimundo fires that one. It's deflected. St. Amar and Caruso will come back for icing, though. This gives Melbourne an opportunity to rebuild their offense. Julian in the draw. Loses that on that occasion. Again, Sydney just happy to get rid of it. There'll be icing that's going to come all the way back, and they're trying to get off. They're trying to get some fresh legs. Their defense is under pressure here, Sarah.
This starts to get dangerous for them. They're obviously gassed and desperate to get off, but they just can't get one to just dribble into the offensive zone so they can get some fresh legs. So this is a really good opportunity for Melbourne, and let's see if they can capitalize. So
pressure building here. Quiet across the O'Brien Icehouse too. I feel that there it is, it's home! Out of nowhere, Melbourne creates some luck. The Sydney defence were out on their feet. And Melbourne ties this thing up. St. Amar with the goal.
Sometimes you really just have to throw a puck on net.
Let's look at this on the replay, because this happened with the blink of an eye. St. Amar from the blue line, and Wellard was caught watching. Heartbreak for Sydney, but relief for Melbourne.
There's the knife's edge that you were talking about. Just a simple play that caught everyone off guard, and we have a different game.
And you could really feel it too. Sydney were the back-to-back icings. They were trying to get some fresh legs on the ice. They were tired.
I think you can see from that celebration, it's a bit of relief. It's just been one of those games. It's a bit of a tough slog. That's a big celebration for the first goal of the game.
It certainly was. First play after a goal is always a dangerous one. You feel that the O'Brien Icehouse, the atmosphere has just lifted in here as well. Sydney now under pressure. Melbourne now starting to win the puck back in their attacking zone. The pass gone missing. Pullen will get back here. Got it. It's York, hot on her tail. Sydney win it back. Shot fired. It goes over the top. Butler picking it up on the right-hand side now. Butler looking for the middle. Fired early, but it hit the bar and deflected out. Here's York. It was a delicate pass to go forward looking for Schmitz, but didn't quite find the target in the end. Ups battling away against Anderson on the outer side. Davis Tote comes in. Hits Baker with a pass, and Baker happy to send it deep. Herring back there for the Sirens to Gutterson. Switches the play quickly. Melbourne again doing a great job trying to keep it in their attacking zone. They win the puck back in the neutral. Anderson's pass, Edney anticipated that well, but didn't quite get a full possession. Here's Herring. Looking for Etney. Tried to help it forward. Managed to get it to Gutterson. Offside is the call. Over and back. Melbourne just looking a little bit more comfortable here, Sarah.
I think so. I think one of the most dangerous things that you can give the Melbourne team is confidence. We like to just build on a goal, and that really shifts our energy, and I think you're starting to see that, although Edney shook us up a little bit there.
Sydney have played a fantastic brand of hockey, and they can turn it around in a moment's time. And we're back to an even keel, so the game's anybody's. They've got the firepower, and we see Edney here. Edney to Gutterson, these two combining. They are a lethal combo. That pass wasn't quite controlled from Herring. They'll have to retreat here into the neutral zone. Julian doing a great job here, forcing the puck. Herring won it in the end. Kept ahead, Jacquitz fires that one towards net. Gutterson trying to pick that one up. Mayer did well to send it forward. Herring here. Trying to get that one out. And offside is the call. So defensively, Sydney have the long change here, and it's caught them out a few times in this period, Sarah.
That was a long shift for Edney's line as well, so I think they're having a bit of trouble figuring out the timing. They need to be careful because I think Melbourne will capitalize as confidence builds.
He's pulling. In that battle here, Cochrane's got some space. Cochrane tried to get that one moving forward. Mayer and Cochrane battle against the board here. Newmark comes in to lend a hand. It's back to the neutral zone where Butler picks it up. Oh, Butler dangling through there, finding some space here. Oh, and again, Danielle Butler with a shot. And a brilliant save. How good was that from Butler?
I love that confidence from her. She's just such a, like, give me the puck, it's my puck. It's such an advantage as a player, and especially in this league, to be that puck hungry, and it serves her so well.
It was wild, just navigating through there. Danielle Butler in her 50th A-Dub game. These ups. Davis-Tope sends that one across. Anderson now fires a shot. Schmitz trying to get rid of it. Stolen away again. No reprieve here for the Sirens at all. Ups. Anderson almost got there. Anderson now gets it this time. Looking to go at goal. Tried to go 5-hole, but a great save in the end from Wellard, who just managed to get a pat on it. We have a whistle.
That's a hooking call on Anderson. That's a great example of just keep your feet moving when you're in a threatening position. Does a great job to draw a penalty there and gives the Melbourne power play another opportunity.
So Rowe will head to the box for 2. As the Cops theme plays across the stadium there. I think that's a new one. They normally roll the Law and Order song. That's a new one. I like that. Great work by the team across from us. The shot. Not quite there. Here comes Sydney short-handed. Gutterson. Now they send that one long. We just have to deal with that one though. Sydney will be happy with this on the penalty kill. The puck a long way from their defending net. Cochrane will get across here. We'll wait for the cavalry to arrive. Cleared away again. Brilliant work from Sydney this. Minute 20 left on the power play. Coming into this one, Melbourne have a 29% conversion on power play this season. Julian. Picked up by Pullen, who fires! It's there! Marnie Pullen scores another. That's her 3rd goal this season. Her equal career best in the A-Dub. Has had 2 goals leading into this one and scores her 3rd today.
She's the happiest goal scorer on that team. Whenever Marnie scores, it's a huge, huge energy rush. You can see the bench up with her now, and just a good example of throw that puck on net with a bunch of traffic in front of it.
From a bit of distance as well, too. That's 2 goals now for Melbourne that have been from a long way out. They pile on another one here as they go forward. Tries to get this one out. Brunt send that one forward. Lecren will pick it up in the defensive zone. They'll fight for it here. Davis-Tope gets back there. Spread really well here, do Melbourne. Great pass to find Anderson. Great work in defence by Herring to try and win the puck back. Here's Herring. Good pass to go ahead. Sydney looking dangerous here on this attack. Schmitz. Put that one back into the danger zone. Brunt tried. It's into the slot. We've got a penalty here. It looks like to be against Anderson.
Trying to plead her case.
It's a little late to do it then, isn't it? Once you're done, you're done.
It's always worth a try.
Sydney this season, they're 4 from 21 from their power play, 19% conversion, and this is their first power play of the game. Let's see if they can get one back here. I really feel this is where a player like Sarah Edney with a bit of extra room can be so much more dangerous, and now Gutterson here at the point to Lang. To Newmark, very experienced lineup here. Gutterson put that one in. Edney at the crease, there's plenty of traffic in front. We'll keep it in their attacking zone. Edney to Lang. Now Gutterson just tried to fish that one through. McConey's there as well. Melbourne struggling to clear the house here. Puck goes straight in the air. Etney picks it up here. Etney looking to go a goal. They'll battle for it here on the crease. There's sticks and gloves and everything going everywhere, but no goal. Save in the end. Tough moments here. Let's have a look at this on the replay. What do you make of this, Sarah?
I think there needs to be a little bit more discipline from Melbourne's penalty kill. You don't want to see your player flying the zone before the puck, and I think we get a taste of luck on a couple of good goals like that, and then it's a little bit harder to remember those disciplined, basic things because you think you'll be the lucky one next. So back to basics, I think.
Etney out to Lang. To Newmark. Back to Lang. Now down low, Gutterson. Newmark just couldn't quite get that one moving. Picked off here by Cochrane. Cochrane now on a rush. Just couldn't quite get it. Happy to keep it in the attacking zone though. 41 seconds left of the power play. Gutterson there. Danielle Butler looking to forward track. Etney comes in. Now Danielle Butler's on the deck, so 3 on 5 essentially. Into the middle. Laid off for Etney, who fires. How did that stay out? Butler now against York. Butler happy to slow play this one here. Oh, navigates through traffic. Then the shot across the face.
That's the perfect example of you've got nothing but Sarah Edney on your mind going into that penalty kill, and somehow she finds herself alone, even though you've been tracking her the whole time. So credit to Sarah Edney, just such good hockey intelligence.
Fantastic to have your insight here, Sarah Dash. The mind of a player. Picked up here. Here's Herring. Even numbers back out on the ice now. And that was the momentum the Sirens needed. They were brilliant on that power play. And now we see it. They've got some more possession in their attacking zone as Herring put that one on net. Saved in the end by Piers. And you feel momentum is starting to wrestle back the other way.
Yeah, I guess credit to both teams that neither Sydney nor Melbourne are scoring goals that they typically score. So you can tell that everybody is holding defensively and that the lines are pretty well matched. So you're right, it's anyone's game.
3 minutes left in the period. Just to recap, we came into this period, it was 1-0. Oh, and off the bar. Another opportunity from distance. Hard in your mouth stuff this game. Here comes Baker. Court didn't have a lot of room to operate. Now at the half wall. Anderson. Julian will get across here to pick it up in the corner. Oh, just kept it ahead there in the O-zone. Julian looking for the middle. Ran out of room. St. Amar will pick it up and sends it in deep. Godfrey to get across. The battle against Herring. Gutterson clears it away. Here's St. Amar in the neutral zone. Gutterson knocking that one forward. Oh, almost centering past to find Godfrey. St. Amar picks it up here. Sydney looking to get this out of defence. Here's Gutterson. Has Etney in the middle. Then fires and scores! What a goal by Gutterson! Faked the pass to Etney, sold the candy with her eyes, but then went whack and put that one on the top shelf. Biscuit in the net. That's a real goal scorer's goal.
I have to admit it's amazing to watch a couple of North American players play together. They just have the same sort of, they just know. They know where each other are, and he knows that she's driving hard to the net. She's part of the fake out. That's a solid goal. Tough for Marnie, who's just come off the change, to be on that 2-on-1.
Some high-quality hockey here. And they're back at it again. They get another puck on net, the Sirens. You just get the feeling that this Sirens team is sending a message out to the competition the way they're playing today. Great pass from Butler. Here's Newmark to Caruso. Unfortunate for Caruso, it stays in the defensive zone. Cochrane. Newmark did well to get a stick in there, just to slow the play down. Pulling to pick it up. Great pass for Butler. Getting across there is Rowe. Penalty is the call. Melbourne still have possession. Pearce makes their way off. They'll get the extra number on the ice. They've got a good opportunity to cycle it here. Butler. And there it is. So it'll be power play for Melbourne. 25 seconds left in the second period. And it's Rowe again. We'll get to the penalty box. And another moment in the game where momentum can shift quickly.
Melbourne will be super aware that they've got under 30 seconds left in the period. Sirens scored a beautiful goal. You don't want to be heading to the change room off the back of that goal, so this is their opportunity.
Edney versus St. Amar. St. Amar had to move it quickly to find Anderson. With a bit of urgency now, Melbourne. Anderson enters the attacking zone, gets it to Godfrey. That pass wasn't quite accurate to St. Amar. Edney using the body well. Edney just having to put that one on net just to take the time off the clock. Only seconds left in the period, and what a period that was. Melbourne got 2, but Sydney got 1 back, and we go in to the final change at 2 apiece. Sarah, what did you make of that action in the second period?
That was a very back and forth period. It's hard to say who had momentum, because I think it really came in swings and roundabouts. I think Melbourne really has to focus on playing the same shift regardless of what Sydney is doing. I think they're just catering a little bit to whatever Sydney's doing rather than playing their own game and taking control of the energy and momentum. So I think that's what the conversation will be about in this second intermission. Well,
we're locked in at 2 apiece as we get into the final change. Make sure you join us for this one. Melbourne will have a minute 34 of their power play in the third period. Action-packed game. We will see you after this. Welcome back to the AWIHL, where we have an absolute cracker of a game on our hands as the Melbourne Ice 2, the Sydney Sirens 2. What a first two periods that was, Sarah. It was unbelievable. Hard to split these teams. Let's take a look at the head-to-head stats, the numbers that matter. 2 apiece, 18 shots apiece. The only really difference in statistics is the penalties, and neither team has converted on the power play.
Very, very even day. It's going to be a very interesting third period, and we've seen a couple of lucky bounces that change the direction of the game. So if one goes one way early, it's going to be a really eventful period, I think.
And we'll keep in mind, talking about those penalties, that Melbourne will start in the power play. A minute 34 of it. They'll have an opportunity to try and score on that power play, but we've talked about momentum swings in this game, and at the moment where it is, it's kind of anyone's battle. It's kind of been the theme of what we've been talking about in this period break.
Yeah, both teams are really responding to how the other team is playing, and it's not ideally what you want. You want to be just playing your own game, and I wonder if that was part of the conversation in the Sydney room as well as the Melbourne room.
Sydney have really come to play, and I've been super impressed with their structures, their setup, the way that they've been playing the puck. That first period, their intensity was unrivaled. They were fantastic. They kind of did retreat in their shell a little bit in that second period, but I feel that they were able to do what they could on the scoreboard, which was great. We obviously saw that fantastic goal by Gutterson. It was amazing. And for Melbourne, they're going to start to build their momentum back, and Sarah, you kind of mentioned it can be a little frustrating at times. Melbourne can be a bit hot and cold, and which team shows up, right?
Yeah, look, obviously we've got a lot of experience overcoming it, and it just becomes a mental game. So I hope they can dig deep here.
Well, we get the third and final period underway. Melbourne with possession straight away. They get it into the attacking zone. Marty Pullen trying to find Davis Tope on that pass. Davis Tope retreats. Anderson at the point. Davis Tope thought about passing that one off. We'll go down low. Here's Godfrey. Into the slot. Good pass to find Anderson. An opportunity here for Godfrey, who fires. Yeah, we saw a bit of movement in the net there, and play still continues. Here's Pullen. Put that one towards net. Pullen's got to be careful here. Edney, hot on her tail. Dealt with that threat easily. Davis Tope pushing forward. Clear it away. Godfrey was there. Read the play well. Good anticipation. One fired. Godfrey. To the corner. Now Butler. Good pass from Butler. The one-timer. A good save. Great play all round. Julian back to Butler. Even numbers now. Power play over. York comes on for Sydney. Butler gets it to St. Amar. Back to Butler. Now in the office. Pass into the slot. It's still loose. Battle against the board here. Finally comes out, Julian. Head of the blue line, Cochrane fires. A good save from Wellard. Play will restart. Let's take a look at these saves on the replay here, Sarah. Sydney doing an okay job, but still not being able to clear it. There's that one there. Rebound was tight, and Melbourne able to capitalise on that power play. That one-timer, that was brilliant.
That was a great save.
Newmark looking to clear that one away. Pullen, cross-ice pass to find Butler. Butler on the right-hand side. Comes out to the left now. Sydney were almost away there. Lecren will pick it up. Newmark did really well. Newmark looking to break away here. Really defensive work from Davis Tope. Newmark got that pass in, but it went the aerial route. Arps and Lecren battle in the corner. Arps did well to hold on to possession here. Arps to Caruso, almost. Anderson was there. There's Davis Tope now. Pass to Anderson. Mayer will get back there for the Sirens. Melbourne looking to reload again. Here's Anderson in the attacking zone. Loose pass, tried to find Baker. Payne and Etney trying to get it out here. Anderson wins it though. Creative work from Anderson here. Out to the point. Sanamar, that was deflected. Still alive for Melbourne though. Jackwitz keeps it ahead for Melbourne. They'll change their personnel. Sydney happy to dump it. Piers keeps it alive. Here's Godfrey on the left-hand side. Helps it forward to Julian. Julian put that one inboard. To the corner here. Another pass across the face. Tough work here. Come back for Saint Amar. Icing is the call. Bit of relief here for Sydney, Sarah.
Melbourne's going to be very tired here, so they need to clear the puck quickly. And I think credit to Sydney. We always think of the Etney line, but they're rolling 3 lines and holding them. So I think that really speaks to the depth that we maybe underestimate from them.
Great showing so far, and 2 goals apiece. 15 minutes left in this third period. Goals are an absolute premium today. You almost feel that next goal could be it. Here's Schmitz. Herink fires. Good save from Piers, who steps up. York and Saint Amar. Battle away here. In front of the net. Shot fired, but Piers managed to save. Herrick winds up, but it's to the left of the target.
That's a very tired line, desperate for a change, and they'll get one. Just.
To clear that one away. Point battles here in the middle. It's going to sit here for Butler. Butler's eyes lit up here as it opened up for Butler, who fires. A great save by Wellard. Dutton has to get back here. Control looking to clear that one away. Arps sent it forward, but teammates are in an offside position. Semovic back to Butler here. Butler pushing on this left-hand side. Stick work there from Arps, and it's a penalty though. So first that stick check, then Arps got a little bit too much. And we'll see a power play here for Melbourne.
Everyone would have Butler's number. She just goes to work when she comes in low around those circles, and everyone would know how many goals she scored from that position. So you'd be hyper aware, and just a little too much from Gabby on that play.
Davis Tope, Butler, Saint Amar, Anderson, and Cochrane all out there on this power play for Melbourne. And that puck makes its way over. and into the Sydney bench.
13:30 in the third period. But when I start, I'm
Going to restart in play. Sydney versus Davis-Tope in the draw. Here's Anderson at the top. Back to Anderson. Keeps it ahead of the blue line. Here's Butler and Lang. Still behind the net now at the half wall. Davis-Tope, patient looking. Sirens in a box formation. Lang trying to use all of her body there, now behind in the office. Melbourne just looking for this opening. Can they get that pass right? The shot from Anderson. Good, great save from Wellard. Etney clears it away. A minute left on this power play. Melbourne want to keep this alive at all costs. Here's Davis-Tope pressing now. Gunnison comes on the bench and cuts that one off. Did well defensively. Gave her team an opportunity to win it back. Here's Godfrey. Finds the middle. Godfrey fires. Wellard didn't quite make the save. It was off the shoulder and just hit the deck and gave Melbourne another opportunity here. Anderson calling for it. Great pass down low. Great movement. Davis-Tope finds the hole. A brilliant goal. And Melbourne score on the power play. They get the go-ahead goal, a much-needed one for this Ice unit.
I often, in this game, I've been giving credit to luck, but that's all hard work. I really rate EDT as a player. I think she's the hardest worker out there, and I think that's the second goal she scored like that. A couple of weeks ago, she scored a goal just like that, but was pretty much in the middle of the air. By the end, she tripped up, and it's becoming her favorite place to score from, so well done, Em.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. It's her 6th goal on the season. 5 goals, 2 assists moving into this one for the 7 points, averaging 1.2 points per game and putting together a fantastic season. Some of that hard work you talk about, Sarah, is really starting to pay off. And Anderson with the assist as well. I know in the break you said Anderson a real hard worker as well.
Yeah, she is. You watch her out there and she's flying coast to coast. She's the first one back on the back check. And like I was saying off air, I think it's really important for imports to bring that type of energy. It really sets the tone.
Godfrey with the steal. Tried to go on net, just couldn't. And a little bit going on here in goal. Don't want to give away anything silly here. We don't want to give away a major. Now, there was just a little bit of afters. We saw potentially Godfrey went over, so it was definitely a penalty, I feel, against Godfrey. We'll see. We just see here in the afters. Watch the net. There's Godfrey. And I feel Lang wasn't too happy. Yeah, a little bit of a tangle up. And Lang wasn't happy with the treatment. So both of them will head to the penalty box. So both of those penalties will cancel each other out here. Yep, coincidentals and 5-on-5 still, but they potentially upgrade this as a major, or they could be minors. Our officials taking a little bit of time. Major penalties, 5 minutes for both. No, 5-on-5, apologies for those listening in.
It did look like they were maybe going to get majors there for a second, which would be a bit much, but...
Yep. So Kelsey Lang came out of the penalty box here just to clarify.
I don't know that that's usually recommended.
Yeah. I think she was trying to clarify how does she re-enter the game if it's 5-on-5.
Usually the refs will come to you and tell you, unless...
So plenty going on here in the O'Brien Icehouse. The fans are definitely into this one. It's a tense game.
I think it looks like she's being sent off, but I think she's just going to address a little equipment problem or something. So it looks a little bit more dramatic than it actually is.
So Caruso will head to the penalty box and will serve the penalty for the 2. And I think you're right there, Sarah. We can just see a bit of attention to the helmet. Potentially the cage, I think, potentially come loose.
I think so. I think I saw it dangling a little bit in the little tussle, and it looked like maybe Sharna pulled her cage off, but I think it might be more of an equipment issue than a Sharna strength issue.
All right, so just to recap, it's 5-on-5 for the next 2 minutes, but concurrent penalties. So 3-2 is the score. Under 11 minutes left in the 3rd period. The game is certainly heating up. It's a good old classic Sydney versus Melbourne. We've seen so many of these. It was only one of the last games last year where it went to overtime and Sarah Endy scored right on the end there. We're going to see a penalty here. Jusemovic will head to the penalty box for tripping. So power play time here for the Sirens. Find themselves trailing by 1. This is a perfect moment for them to capitalise on the power play. 4 from 21 in the lead up to this game on the power play at 19%. They haven't converted on the power play in this clash. St. Omar and Edney will battle away. Out to the point. Shot fired, that one's saved. Edney to Gutterson. St. Omar just got a little stick to it. Edney working in a phone box, got the shot away, but it was blocked. Newmark. Out to Gutterson with some space. Fires, but it's wide of the target. And here come Melbourne short-handed. Julian pressing, tried to dangle through, but couldn't. A big hit there in front of the crease. The home crowd were not happy with that one. Newmark to Edney. Sydney pressing here. 45 seconds left on the power play. Newmark gets it ahead of the blue line. Finds Gutterson. Gutterson tried to get the extra pass in there. A shot fired. It's wide of the target. An action-packed power play this one as Edney tries to get that one through. Have a whistle. This contest is heating up by the second, Sarah.
There's something about this Sydney power play. It feels this way when you're out there as well. It's just like they've got so much space. It can't possibly be the same amount of ice that we're working with in our offensive zone. They hang those 2 sides of the umbrella out really wide, and they create all kinds of space. So even if you think you're covering them, somehow your player has 2 meters to work.
Blunt tries to win that draw. York is on that one now. Into the corner. Goes across the face. 16 seconds left. Here comes Davis Tope. Tries to take on Henrik. Did well to get a stick in there. Great work defensively. Anderson picks it up though. St. Omar. Sends that one goal down, was deflected in the end. So penalties have been served. Back to 5-on-5. St. Omar tried to find Cochrane. Sydney happy to dump it. St. Omar will get back. They get fresh legs out there. McConey, Caruso, Arps, Newmark, and Rowe are the lineup for the Sirens. Rowe picking this one up. Butler was just leaning on Rowe there to Cochrane. Butler in the middle. Cochrane waiting, fires. It's wide. Down low here to Butler. On the left-hand side, Butler trying to get through. Jusimovic sends that one long. Cochrane to pick it up here in the corner. Cochrane out to Pullen, who fires from a long way out. Melbourne keep it in their attacking zone. Julian this time, Wellard tried to get it in the glove, but the puck's still alive. Godfrey back on the ice. On the right-hand side. Melbourne still keeping it firmly in their attacking zone here. His valuable minutes. Marty Pullen just got a boot to that one, but McConey takes off. McConey fires and Piers uses the stick to parry it away. Pullen dangles through, now breaking away into the attacking zone. Pullen on the left-hand side. Great defense by Lang just to negate that one. Sydney look to fire back. Mayer sources that puck deep. Caruso looking to pick it up here and does. Etney and Davis-Tope battle away. Mayer got it to Payne. Payne to Gutterson, who keeps it ahead of the blue line. Now puts the shot on net. Piers with the save.
That was action-packed.
Plenty of twists and turns left in this one. Let's look at that play on the replay. A great pass. Gutterson did well to keep it ahead of the blue line, fired the shot, and a brilliant save. It'll be interesting to see. This is where we might see some tired legs from Melbourne. This is their 4th weekend in a row. On the left-hand side, here's Anderson. Sydney need to find one more. Under 6 minutes left in the 3rd period. In a game that's had it all. It's ebbs and flows. The momentum has been traded multiple times. Raimundo and Gutterson battle. Raimundo did really well there. Brilliant defensive effort from Raimundo. To have a player like Gutterson breathing down your neck must be a nervous moment. Sirens win it back though. Gutterson at the point. Put that one in. And a great save by Piers to stop that one.
All of that pressure started way back in their defensive zone where Lang played the perfect body, perfect defensive play, cut off Melbourne's momentum, and back they went. That was the perfect defensive positioning, and it's obvious she's got tons of experience sort of quarterbacking the play from back there.
That's the voice of former Melbourne captain Sarah Dash on colour commentary today, doing a brilliant job. Insights have been amazing. 3-2 is the score. 5 minutes left. This is real on the edge of your seat stuff, Sarah.
That's why we love a Melbourne-Sydney game.
And sometimes, regardless of where they are on the table, they're much closer matched up this season, but last season we saw Sydney, they had the benefit. There was an icing call, so it was going to come all the way back. Played each other 4 times last year. Sydney won on 3 occasions, twice in regulation, 1 in overtime. And Melbourne went on to become the champions, and Sydney finished at the bottom of the table, so anything can happen this year. You feel this young talent of Sydney have just got even better. And they've really bridged that gap between their top-end talent.
I think we see that happening across the league, where the gap between the sort of top experienced players and sort of the new development players is closing, and I think it shows with the quality of the league.
Under 5 minutes left. What a game we have. Melbourne looks to get it out of defence. Butler pressing well. Butler using her pace and experience. Here's Cochrane. Back to Butler. Ma did well in defence to get rid of that one. Here's York. Now Ma. Into the middle. Pullen doing well. Herring. Sydney on the back foot here. Godfrey, beautiful stuff to keep that ahead. Deflected. Julian picks it up here. There's Godfrey on the left-hand side, tries to get it there, but Godfrey couldn't quite manage it on the tape, did in the end. Jacquitz tries to send that forward, but deflected really well. Blunt just went over in front of us. Here's Godfrey on the right-hand side. Godfrey to Julian, who fires, and a brilliant save by Wellard. 3.5 minutes left. Let's take a look at this on the replay, Sarah. Beautiful Melbourne play this. Godfrey to Julian.
That's great vision from Sharna. It's obvious that her and CJ have played together a lot, and they really have a sense of where the other is on the ice.
One kept ahead. Davis Tope in the corner. Anderson. Coney tries to get it forward. Here's Edney looking for forecheck. St. Amar has to be calm on the puck here. Gutterson anticipated that pass and won it back for their team. Gutterson battling away, somehow managed to keep that into the attacking zone. Edney picks it up. Great work by Anderson to win it back. Lang fires that one, but it's deflected. Now behind the net. Gutterson patiently waiting for it in the slot. Lang trying to get it there. Goes behind the net. St. Amar with it now. 2.5 minutes left. Gutterson. Just that pass to Lang. Deflected. Jacquitz tried to get that away. Etney put that out into the middle. St. Amar battling here. McConey. It's been a long shift for offense and defense. Anderson. Looking to get this one out. Gutterson just sends Anderson right into the boards and gives away the penalty. And Gutterson felt like she was in shock after that call.
Nothing shocking about that. That's a big body check every day of the week. So I think things are starting to get a little heated, and understandably.
Let's take a look at this on the replay, Sarah. Talk us through this.
Look, it's great defensive angling. It's just that extra little 10% that isn't allowed, and so she'll sit for 2 or less.
Exactly 2 minutes left in the period and a 2-minute power play. So unless a goal is scored, Melbourne will close out the game in a power play formation. Here's Butler in the corner. Cochrane with it now. Tried to send that one in. Butler from distance. That one deflected. Julian, tried to connect with Cochrane. Butler. Back to Cochrane, to Julian. Now down low. Great cycling of the puck from Melbourne. Good defensive effort here. Sydney have to try and do the unthinkable here and score short-handed to tie things up, to force the game. Pullen will get it from behind the net. Now to Julian, looking for centre ice, then went left-hand side. Time is the ally of this Melbourne Ice team. They don't necessarily have to score. Back to the middle. Cochrane sent that forward, now Butler. Sydney caught on the back foot there, Godfrey with it. Godfrey changing direction. Julian now navigating a way through. Shot fired, a brilliant save from Wellard from close range. 26.5 seconds left. Let's take a look at that save. Julian to navigate that there and that shot. Brilliant save, brilliant reaction time.
Julian's another one of those players that just finds space that doesn't seem to exist.
So one last roll of the dice here for the Sirens, and of course it's Sarah Edney looking to go coast to coast. Edney on the left-hand side, had to fire. Edney smashes into the boards. We'll keep an eye on her. That looked a very sore challenge. 12 seconds left on the clock. Butler goes the other way on the left-hand side, centering past. The Ice try and get one late. Edney's still down. Let's keep an eye on that situation because that could have big ramifications tomorrow. And a little bit going on here late. Nothing undisciplined here. You don't want to give anything away. 2.8 on the clock. Edney looks to be winded in the background, still in that position from where she careered into the boards. I'll help Edney to her feet. I hope she's okay. We'll have a look at this on the replay. We'll look in the top left-hand corner of screen there as Edney absolutely careered into that Karcher sign. And Edney's all smiles now, as we can see, but looking very sore nonetheless.
Just winded, hopefully. One of those things that hurts so bad when it happens and you get yourself to the bench and you're all right.
And she looks cooked at the same time as well. An absolute trooper. She's played a game. They're all smiles, though, having a chat to the doctor there. So Edney will be okay. 2.8 seconds left on the clock. Julian... not Julian, apologies. It's Kelsey Lang has been charged the penalty. So 3 on 5 for 2.8 seconds. What a game, Sarah, this has been. Melbourne will end up snatching the victory here. If they can get one late. Oh, will that count? No, waved away. The officials were quick on that one to wave it away.
Look, that really would have been salt in the wounds of Sydney's game today, but unlucky for them. Like we've said the whole game, it really could have gone either way, and as just happens with Melbourne, and I feel like I can say it as one of us, it sometimes just tips our way, even if we weren't first to the puck for a lot of the game. I think we dug deep and got away with one.
Full credit to the Sydney Sirens, though. I thought they were fantastic today. Their intensity, their attack, the way that they generated attack, especially in that first period, and then they were backs against the wall in that second period and managed to fight their way back into the game. It was a brilliant game all around.
Yeah, I think Sydney should feel really proud of the depth they demonstrated. Like we said, you sort of look to those top couple of players, but it was very clear that all of the players had a very distinct role today, and that showed up a lot in their defensive zone in particular.
Just a little bit of undisciplined stuff at the end, put them in the penalty kill situation for the last 2 minutes of the game. Impossible to try and come back short-handed, but what a game it was. And thank you so much for joining us today, Sarah Dash. Your insights and everything has been absolutely amazing today.
Thanks so much for having me.
And hopefully we can get you back another time. I understand you're so busy. You've got so much going on in your life, but the door is always open, I'm sure, no doubt. Let's take a look at the point scorers. It was Shelby Gutterson for the Sydney Sirens, who had 2 goals for 2 points. Sarah Edney, 1 assist. Charlotte Rowe and Bella Ma, the assistees, all scoring single points. And for Melbourne, it was Christina Julienne with the 2 assists with 2 points. Your goal scorers in this one were Emily Davis-Tope, Marnie Pullen and Amelie Saint-Amar with your goals, and Danielle Butler with an assist in her 50th game, and Carmen Anderson with the assist as well to round out the points. But Melbourne take the victory on the Saturday. I can't wait for tomorrow's game. I think it's just going to be just as good, Sarah.
Yep, anything can happen on the Sunday games, it seems, so it should be another really great game.
Well, once again, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the coverage. My name's Todd Morris. That's Sarah Dash. It's good night from us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.